Okay, next on the bench, we got a DIY freak counter slash crystal tester. I had one, but it went tits up, so ordered another one. Now, Panic Attack did a video where he seemed to be calling out all techs on their soldering. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and propagate the board with all the parts. Once we do that, we're going to flip it over, and we got to solder all the parts on the back side of the board there. So I'm going to do this, and then we're going to take a look at my soldering. This isn't going to be about how fast I can solder that board. This isn't going to be about me taking 2 or 3 connections that I soldered that are the best. This is going to be about consistency all the way through my soldering job on this. So we're not going to film me putting all these parts on the board. Once I get the board propagated, we'll go ahead and start soldering. So we'll be using that soldering station right there. It's a solder slash desoldering station. And no, we're not out in the garage. We're in SycoTech Labs Advanced Research Division. Yay! So in case you were wondering why my bench doesn't look the same, that's because, yeah, it's not. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, looks like we're recording. So I got all the resistors put in, and I can't really put in any more parts till we get what we got soldered in. So we're going to start with the resistors, and we're going to start soldering the little legs. And then clip them off. So you don't want to breathe the smoke, so you have to learn how to breathe different when you're soldering. So I'm going to inhale, slowly exhale, blowing the smoke away from me. Very important, because you don't want to be sucking in those fumes. So breathe in, slowly exhale. Whoop. Breathe in, slowly exhale. So we're using Alpha Fry resin core solder, 0.032 diameter. It's a 60-40 lead tin base. Holes in the board are a little bit too big. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and trim these legs off. So this will get all these legs out of the way. as you're trimming the legs off, it also gives you a chance to see your solder connections. Snippy, snippy. Ooh, that one launched. Okay. So now we're gonna solder up the rest of these long legs here, and then clip them, and then we'll solder in the ICs and whatnot. So let's get the rest of these soldered in and the excess legs trimmed off. Yeah, I hate that the holes in here are a little on the big side. It's hard to keep the solder from flowing through, which we don't want. Okay, trim off these extra long legs. Inspecting my solder connections as I go. I don't like that connection. We're going to touch it up. Yeah. They look doable. Okay. And we have all these legs here. This is for the LEDs. So you want it to be just ever so slightly rounded. You don't want it flat. So you want just a tiny, tiny little bulge. Like I said, it's not about speed, it's about consistency in your solder joints. So you want to go whatever speed you're comfortable with. It's not a race. It's more about perfect solder connections. Because these holes are a little bit too big, they can allow for a little air pocket, which can make a little bubble. could cause a cold solder joint. So you gotta watch out for the bubble. It'll usually appear and pop right after you pull the soldering iron away. Okay. Finish up this side. This is something you got to watch out for if you have one of these advanced solder stations. It's got a sleep mode, and yeah, my solder was starting to not flow good. Looked over and checked, and yep, she was going to sleep on me. There, that's better. So, I'm running 768 degrees Fahrenheit on the tip. Between the tip that I got and the solder, I found that to be the perfect temperature for me. Everybody's got their own favorite temp though. Some people like to solder low heat. Not me. If you have to hold your soldering iron on the part for a long period of time, you're transferring more heat into the part, and you don't want that. So the way I do it, there's minimal heat transfer into the part. Okay. Okay, trim off the excess legs. I'm using a flush cut wire cutter. There again, it's not a race. Take your time. Find a good rhythm. And just snip, snip, clip, clip. And I recommend eye protection. Not sure exactly what happened, but my camera glitched out on me. So, gotta film this part over again. Okay, so that's it. We're all done. We trimmed off all the legs. And yeah, that's what I got. Remember, use eye protection when you're trimming these legs. Otherwise you're going to get one of those legs stuck in your eye and you're not going to like it. So there we go. SycoTech Labs, man. That's our best soldering, pretty much. Okay. That's the soldering station. Come on, focus camera. That's the soldering station we used. Alright. Panic Attack. Let's see what you got. Yeah, the old man can still solder. Alright. SycoTech Labs. That's how we solder. Yeah, I don't know. Is that good enough? What do you guys think? Say something in the comments. Thanks for watching my videos, everybody. SycoTech Labs, where the psychos go, man. We're gonna finish putting the last few parts in and we're done. We'll have our new crystal slash frequency counter slash crystal tester. Oh boy. Alright, we're out of here. See ya.